you. I picked up 2 subscribers in 4 weeks. Woo! More disheartening every day. You guys come in and leave a comment. God, I need a haircut. I need to cut my hair before I got to go to court. I look rough. They are fogging the skies today. I mean, there are stripes everywhere. They're striping the whole place up. It's just stripe after stripe after stripe. I got my channel locked down. That's okay. God is good. I've been really praying hard for a blessing because all the bad stuff has been happening. My truck, my tire, my truck, tow bill after tow bill. I paid $150 in tow bills yesterday, towing my Bronco and towing my daughter's car for her. It's expensive living this life of being targeted, things always being destroyed. I woke up this morning and my phone was just going off. It's like Facebook finally posted everything I had for sale. I sold all 3 of the trailers I had outside. I sold all 3 of them at one time to one guy. Bam! Sold all 3 of them. Somebody came and bought some more of those windows. I needed it. I needed a blessing to cover up for this bill on fixing my Bronco. I definitely needed a blessing. I was hoping for a lot bigger blessing than that. I was hoping for like a blessing in the multiple dollar signs. And that's coming soon. We're going to thank God it's going to come soon. Anybody in here, leave a comment. Had 5 people that dropped to 3. What do you guys think about Donald Trump? Hey, he getting it done? Everybody that hates him. Oh, look, Canada's got tariffs on us and our groceries are going to go up. Between Canada and Mexico, we only purchase 2% of our goods come from Canada and Mexico. That's it. But guess what? We are a third of Canada's economy. And I think the number is 13 to 15% we are of Mexico's economy, what we purchase from them. So we are the driver of economies in America. We are the ones that force the economy. Now they've messed with my brakes now. Now the front end's popping when I hit the brakes. Trump's tariffs worked. All you had to do is make the threat. And people don't understand how calculating he is. He made the tariffs on Friday. That way he had the whole weekend to bargain. Does that make sense? That way none of the markets would be affected with the tariff threat. By Saturday, Mexico had caved, sent 10,000 troops to the border to stop the fentanyl. What's up, Tina? Trump getting it done. That's right, Bush. So Mexico has put 10,000 troops at the border. Trump is getting ready to designate drug cartels as terrorists, and he should have done that a long time ago, because then he can go in there, wipe them out, and take all their money. Because guess what? Drug dealers in South America have killed more Americans than every war we've had combined. Think about that. All the ODs, all the murders, all the trafficking victims, thanks to the cartels. So that's a good plan. But Mexico put troops on the border. Immigration is stopped. It's done. It's done. Then he put tariffs on Canada. A good year? You mean it's been a good 2 weeks? 2 weeks. Donald Trump has done more in 2 weeks for the good than Joe Biden and Obama did in 12 years. That's facts. And anybody still cannot see that what Donald Trump is doing is out of their minds. Donald Trump announced today that he's going... Did you guys hear about the $50 million for condoms for Gaza? Well, they found the USAID. USAID. Remember that one? That's the money that the CIA uses to topple regimes. All it is a slush fund for Democrats to launder money. Elon Musk shut that bad boy down. We're talking hundreds of billions of dollars a year that's distributed all over the world for USAID. It's gone now. Donald Trump's done. So then, of course, the left-wing media has to come out and say, oh, Donald Trump's shutting down food stamps, and he's taking EBT, and Donald Trump's taking our food away. And it's got all the low-information voters panicking, oh, my God, I'm not going to be able to feed my family. When Donald Trump and everybody else said it's not going to affect food stamps, it's not going to affect your daily lives with Social Security. They're cutting out the pork. I'll say, if you didn't hear, Donald Trump is canceling the federal education programs. No more federal education. It's done. We spend 3 times the amount of money on the highest paid country per student. And we get almost the least for our bang for buck. So he's going to send that back to the states where the states can control their own education. On top of that, drill, baby, drill. They are drilling again. People don't understand. I'll reiterate the Gulf of America because Joe Biden outlawed, Joe Biden banned drilling in the Gulf of Mexico. Donald Trump said, okay, you want to try to hurt me? You want to try to hurt the American people? I'll fix you. We'll rename it Gulf of America, and then I can drill. People don't understand what a businessman can do. Never said government aid myself. My husband worked our asses off to give our dollar to the best and to give us the best. What is food stamps? We've never received it if we worked. There you go. Food stamps are necessary for a lot of people. A lot of people really do need it. When I was at my worst and I wasn't able to work and I was pretty much just crippled from this program before I got a handle on it, I needed a little bit of help too. So it is what it is. But there's a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse, and that's what Donald Trump is tackling. He's taking out the waste, fraud, and abuse. So, not to mention that, he's getting the Ukraine war is getting ready to end. The Israel-Hamas war is done. He's getting ready to sew that up. Netanyahu's coming, I think, this weekend on Friday. Netanyahu's coming to the White House, and Donald Trump's going to crawl in his ass. He's going to crawl in Netanyahu because as soon as Joe Biden stole the election, Netanyahu ran and licked his boots and didn't have anything good to say about Donald Trump. Donald Trump remembers that crap. Everybody that Donald Trump's putting in a position is an expert in their field. There's no more woke in the military. There's no more DEI. 20,000 federal workers quit yesterday. Quit. That's on top of the thousands of other federal workers who took a payout. Donald Trump said, we'll pay you 8 months severance pay if you'll quit right now. They quit. They're signing the checks to get them gone. Thank you, Jesus. They need to, the American government hires more people than any other place in the world. There are, I think the last number is either 1 million or 2 million people are employed by the United States government. That's insanity. So all you got to do is cut the fat. Once you cut the fat, you're going to save billions of dollars. So all you people that doubted Donald Trump, he's going to make a fool of you. I saw one I was watching a live podcast. You guys need to watch news from other countries, not just in America. Find like the Times of India, Al Jazeera. There's another one out of India, different news agency out of India. You'll find a lot of information that you won't find here. It's stuff that nobody even wants to tell us. You need to be informed. But anybody now who still says Donald Trump's in it for himself, you're foolish. He lost $3 billion his first term, and guess what? He's still not taking a salary. Still donating his salary. And he's got money rolling in. He got the $16 million from George Stephanopoulos. Was that MSNBC? I think it was. He's got another $20 million or $20 billion lawsuit, I think, with CNN coming up next. Whoopi Goldberg, they're getting ready to have a big lawsuit on their hands with Donald Trump, and Melania Trump is suing The View for $700 million, I think it is. Donald Trump needs to sue every news agency that lies. He needs to sue their pants off. Is that Wesley in front of me? That's my buddy Wesley in front of me. I thought that was my buddy Wesley. I just called him the other day to try to fix my daughter's car. It's amazing the people you see. I don't know if I told you guys the other day, another one of those strange occurrences that always happens to targeted individuals. Carrie Underwood suing, everybody's suing him. Matt Gaetz is suing him too, because they call Matt Gaetz a rapist. Bury him. It's the only way you can hit these people, because The View gets millions and millions and millions of views. Not because people like it, because people love to hate them. They love to see what kind of ignorance they're going to spew next. And they always do. That's all you can do. Trump administration is going to start looking into Letitia James. Do I have plans for Valentine's? No, I don't have a Valentine. I ain't got nobody that loves me, so Valentine's I'm always by myself like every other day of the year. It is what it is. This loneliness is just something I've learned to deal with. As long as my kids love me, that's all that matters. What are we doing here, folks? Keep it moving. No, we got one Mexican up here slowing all the traffic down. That never happens all the time. I can't wait, and I know it's going to be hard for it to happen, for all the illegals to be shipped out, because you can't get that job done just shipping out 700 people a day. You can't get it done. They're going to have to haul, and I don't care what the news says, because they're going to attack Donald Trump no matter what. He needs to crank up the trains in America. Fire up the trains and load these illegals on the train cars just like they did the Jews back in the 30s. That's what they need to do. Get up beside my buddy here. God, he's flying. And he's my buddy Wesley. It's such a relief off my mind knowing that there's an adult in the White House now. Anybody now that watches my channel and hates Donald Trump, you can hate him because you don't like him. But there's no way you can be a believer in God and not see what Donald Trump is doing to try to save our country. You cannot do it. If you deny that, then woe be unto you. God used the worst among us for his glory and honor. Paul used to hunt Christians and slaughter them. And Paul wrote 12 books of the Bible. I mean, Samson. God used him. And he murdered thousands of people. What is it? Hundreds of 400 people he slayed with a jawbone? God did that. God will use anybody he can to get his will across, to get his point. Let me get this phone call. I'll be right back. So I'm back. Got my daughter's car done. There goes another $300. Hopefully she can write that off on her warranty. It's hard taking care of 5 vehicles. I got to take care of my 2, Tina's, and then all my daughter's cars I got to keep rolling. I got to get my motorcycle loaded up soon. I got to take it to the shop. Me and that guy's going to tear it apart, take the hot rod motor off, put the stock motor back on it so I can sell my motorcycles. Court's coming up tomorrow and still have not talked to my attorney yet. Still have yet to see my attorney. Court's tomorrow, second court day, and they usually don't like to give 2 continuances, and still have yet to see my attorney. So tomorrow, I'm going to go before the court and beg for a new attorney, and then I'm going to let you guys have her number, and then you guys can let her know what you think. Because that is corrupt, that is criminal to be my attorney, but not do her job. I try not to think about it because it's so stressful to think about it. Because they can take my freedom away. They could put me in jail for what? Not resisting? for carrying a relic, an antique. For carrying an antique, I go to jail for it? Doesn't sound fair. If you're not stealing something or somebody, or physically hurting someone, or damaging somebody's property, you should not be in court. If you want to do drugs, do all the drugs you want. It's you. You're affecting yourself. As long as it doesn't affect your children, then you should be able to do what you want to do. We are not free, and I'm sick of people saying we're living in the land of the free. No, we ain't. The only way you're free in America is when you got the money to pay off every fine they can lodge on you. That's the only way you're free in this country. Now, if I had a pocket full of money, I wouldn't care about this court date. I'd just pay it off and be done with it. But it ain't about that. It's a war on the poor. It's a war on, it's class warfare. Because when rich people get caught speeding, they just pay an attorney. The attorney gets a drop, they keep on speeding. When a poor person does it, you can become bankrupt and homeless just having to pay a speeding ticket. That's how corrupt the system is. And that's the point of it. Class warfare. I called the police department like you asked and told you that was bullshit. That's crazy. Tomorrow's your court date and your attorney. Yep. My attorney has not met me yet. I talked to her for a minute and a half, and she was hateful, rude, and snarky, and then she's still yet. I went yesterday morning again. I've been to her office like 11 times. And I said, listen, I've got court in 2 days. I need to talk to her. Well, I'll tell her you came by. What? I don't need you to tell her I came by. I need her to meet me. Still have yet to meet me. So, if I have to do it myself, I'll do it myself. I still got a lot more footage I need to go through, but my case is going to depend. I'm going to tell the judge what my case depends on. The body camera in my case should do everything I need it to do. Because there's no problem call because it doesn't show on the body camera. Why are there 15 different videos from one incident and 2 cops? Why? Because they were selectively deleting it, selectively editing it, selectively leaving stuff out. Everything they did was to try to hide their crimes, but use their words in their description as my crimes. But if you read his police report, the whole thing was a lie. He lied about everything. Everything was a lie. The first sentence was a lie. It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't understand why this isn't going to be a closed case. Well, because the system's set up to take your money and take your freedom. When the system knows you speak out against it, because listen, you think for 1 second if I didn't have a YouTube channel, they'd been messing with me at all? He wouldn't have pulled me over if I didn't have a YouTube channel. Not a doubt in my mind. And that cop can say he didn't know who I was, yet he called me by my middle name 3 times before he ever got my license out of my pocket. You don't know who I am, but you called me by my middle name, not even my first name, my middle name, which I go by, Channon. You called me by that name, but you don't know who I am. Is that strange to you? My whole goal about being an activist is to bring attention to the corruption in law enforcement today. And it gets worse and worse, and they get more evil every day. I just paid it because I was in the wrong. Now they would have left you alone. I don't know. I'm ignorant when it comes out. I've never been to court over anything. I just got my speeding ticket, first one, age of 51, so I was too scared. That's the problem in America. Most people can't afford to take off work, so they don't go fight it. They'll just pay the ticket off and get stuck with it, or they'll pay an attorney. I'm telling you, and I'm going to tell you a blanket statement right now, straight facts. I've never read a police report from a law enforcement officer that did not have a lie in it. Sorry about that, Gerald. I've never read a police report that did not have a lie or inconsistency in it. I have never met an honest law enforcement officer, ever. Because the one cop at Longview I thought was honest, There is no way he is honest. If he read that report, watched that body camera footage, and said that was all on par, that all that was all warranted. You can see in the video where that little terror pig, the tiny terror pig, rears back and hits me in the freaking side. I thought they swept my legs, and he very well may have taken his left leg and put it in front of my left leg and then knocked me over. But he hit me and knocked me on the freaking ground. Anybody says that I dramatically fell down is full of crap. I'm an old man. My body don't move that way. Why in God's name would I slam myself on the ground? I was screaming for Mason because I knew what they wanted to do. They wanted to hurt me. And don't think for a second that I wasn't scared for my life. Don't think I wasn't. I'm not scared to die. I pray that God's got me covered on that point. But when cops tell you we're going to go through all your social media and we're going to find a crime to put you in prison for, that's a threat. When they say they're following you around yet you haven't committed a crime, they're setting you up to kill you. Sorry, that's what I think. Cops murder so many people every day in this country, and just because, listen, if you got a rigged system that always protects the cops, cops can do anything they want. And the worst part about this rigged system is the taxpayers who worship law enforcement. Now, there's a whole lot less people that worship law enforcement, but listen, if COVID didn't change your mind, why didn't January 6th? Because those were cops on January 6th that locked up those people who did nothing more than trespassing. Those were cops that helped the feds go door to door, kicking in doors and raiding houses of grandmothers and grandfathers who trespassed. The majority of them didn't even go inside the Capitol. They were just outside. Brandon Straka, who opened the walk away movement of Democrats who should walk away from the Democrat plantation, he was outside of the Capitol, and he still did secured confinement. For like 6 months, he was in jail in solitary confinement. And all he did was he was outside of the Capitol. Didn't break the law. Those are all cops that came and arrested him. There is no good cop. Listen, I got a question. How many good cops do you think there was in 1930s Germany? Which one was the good cop? Now, I'm sure not all 100,000 or 500,000 of those German troops, I'm sure not all of them fired up ovens, but I'm sure they all knew it. Not every one of them experimented on the Jews, but I'm sure they knew about it. And I'm sure they stayed silent. And this is the problem, because there's no one with honor anymore. If I see somebody doing something wrong, I don't care if it costs me everything. I'm going to speak up. I don't care if you're doing something. I'm not a snitch, but if I'm in that position where my honor's at stake, I will do whatever it takes to stand up for what's right. That's the problem, is we don't have any courageous, brave men in America. Cops are the least courageous amongst us. They are more cowardly than anybody. And how do I prove that statement? Look at all these predator catchers online. Tommy, Colorado Pepper Patrol. Look at Tommy. He goes out, him and his wife, with GoPros. And they go hunt down predators and interview child predators and child molesters. They interview them. They stand there unarmed with child predators. But watch Chris Hansen when he does his show on True Blue. They've got 20 to 30 cops inside of a house, all of them with guns and shotguns and pepper balls to try to get at somebody trying to talk to a 14-year-old. 30 cops to take down one 70-year-old pedophile, yet these predator poachers online take them down 2 and 3 times a day without law enforcement's help at all. That tells you who the brave ones are. What about the ones who do this, who bust the scammers out of India? Scam Baiter, Scam Revolts, all those guys. They get on their computers in their own time and they bust Indian scammers online. They bust them who are stealing millions of dollars from elderly people in America. They bust them cold turkey. And the feds don't do anything to help them. They don't care. They don't have time for it. I'm busy. Sorry. It's despicable. I'll be right back. So it is what it is. Cops are they're not courageous. You know why cops every day in America, probably 10, 20 times a day, cops in America shoot somebody's dog. They just shoot dogs. Why? Well, I thought it was going to bite me, so I had to kill it. Why? You tell me that men and women that work for the post office, they don't carry guns and shoot dogs. How does the postman that walks past 100 houses a day delivering the mail not shoot animals, but cops have to? Why? Because they've been trained to fear everything. Everybody's a criminal. Everybody's out to get them. Once you put that idea in a cop's mind, they're always going to be terrified. And if they're not terrified, they're going to claim it so they can abuse you and get away with it. That's the MO of law enforcement in America. There's not a brave one amongst them. Sorry. If you don't believe that, oh well. Prove me wrong. Rat out your crooked chief. Rat out your crooked sergeants and lieutenants. Rat out your partner that's doing bad things on duty. You won't, because you're scared that thin blue line will get you. You won't do it. I know it. You know it. Everybody pray for me. Everybody pray for peace and grace tomorrow in court, because I may have to fight it right then and there. I may have to do it all by myself. And if I do, then no weapon formed against me shall prosper. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. God bless. I love you guys. Hit the like button. Really? See ya.